enough about me. These are the luxury items that you want to buy. I do this odd little series every so often where I drop a little Instagram story asking what luxury items are you considering, and if you wish to have my input, then drop them in the suggestions box. And I sit down here and try to get through as many of them as I can. I've done a few of these, so if there's any of these that I think I've covered in previous videos, I like to keep things interesting. So I'm just gonna, you know, have a look at that series. It'll be linked below or somewhere. Some people have asked to be anonymous, so their username will be cropped out, but apart from that, let's get into it. Guys, if you are new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I prep videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably gonna love it here. So head down and subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. Bulgari Serpenti one wrap in black or gold, or the earrings. The one wrap is like the more subtle version of my watch. I will always shout from the rooftops about this watch. I think it's great. It's a jewelry piece as well as a watch. It always gets compliments, and if you're working on a cost per compliment basis, I was paid to wear it, you know, that's the point that we're at. Or the earrings. Now, I don't even know what the earrings look like. I'm always going to say a watch over the earrings. It's something you'll wear more. It's got a little bit more punch to it. Celine Triomphe Metal 06 sunglasses. These are kind of fab, right? This is a very sort of easy style. I can see this worn casually. I can see this with something like maybe a little bit more dressed up and, you know, I don't know, maybe you're on holiday, the sun is still shining, you just want to add a little zing to the look. I think this is great. I have a weird thing about the width of glasses, because my mum has a weird thing about the width of the arms. And usually I don't like the wide ones, but I like that they're wide on this because it's even more hardware and it just gives even more of a pop. So whilst the style is very simple, the amount of hardware, and then you have the Triomphe there, an added little plaque on it, I like it a lot. The next one is the Hermes Arsan bag. Okay, here's the thing. I know people that have the Arsan bag. Alyssa loves her Arsan. I think it's Arsan because it's got a curly bit under the C, right? Anyway, personally, I would not pay Hermes prices for a bag like this. To me, this looks like, I don't know, a bag from Pollen. And I don't know much about the brand Pollen. All I know is that, like, the designs are just a little bit too simple for me personally. Okay, so for me personally, and again, I'm coming at this from my style. There are I mean, this one, I think it also depends on the size, right? I think that size is maybe, there are so many moon-shaped bags, especially if you want something for like a shoulder bag, across a plethora of brands that I think are nicer. Like, I don't understand why we've just got that clip on it. Just hanging, just front and center. Yes, if you wanted to add a bag charm, but then the bag charm is like dropping much lower than the bag and whatever, and I'm just not really a fan of this. I'm sure that the leather is supple and gorgeous, right? Something like, I know Prada does a lot of these, and this is like much shallower, it's more of like an east-westy. I think something like that has a little bit more personality. You've got the suede, it's got that suppleness. Yeah, I would maybe go for something like this over that. I know, shocking, I'm sorry. Loewe bag charms, they're great. They have so much sass and personality in those tiny little bodies. They have a plethora of like little tiny animals. You've got a panda, you've got chow chow, there's the hedgehog that has beaded spikes. Yes, I know that they charge a lot of money for those bag charms. I'm sorry, have you seen the detail that goes into it? Just look at I also like the puzz. Are they still around? Because I know it was for the anniversary. If you can get any of the puzzes, again, there's something about that tiny little creature that brings joy into my soul. Okay, for this one we have a picture. Okay, it's this massive Chanel black shoulder bag. It's a shoulder kind of hobo bag. You have a chain link section. I can't tell if there's any leather underneath the chain. Keep that in mind because it doesn't look like there is. If there's not leather, this is a size that you're going to want to fill. That's going to annoy you. That's going to get hard. That's going to eat away at the bones of your shoulder, okay? The size is huge. I like the fact that it's got this flap to close, all right? It's sort of a nod to the classic flap, all of that. Okay, cool. The style itself I like. The leather I'm not sure about because I can't kind of gauge if this is lambskin or a different kind of leather. My one concern would be the shoulder. I think if the shoulder is fine and the flap on it, crucially, is straight and at a sort of 90-degree angle and perpendicular to everything else that it should be, then I think it's great. Tiffany Hardwear link pendant or earrings, just include ring. I assume you mean something like this. This is maybe just a me thing. I'm always going to choose rings, earrings, bracelets over necklaces. And that's just a personal preference thing. So because of that, I am kicking the pendant to the curb. I love my Tiffany Hardwear link earrings. They are great. They give enough of a punch while still being extremely wearable. So I like those. And then you have the Juste un Clou ring. Again, Juste un Clou, great ring, all of that business. If I had to choose between the two, I'm going to suggest the earrings because for the ring, you know that I like for you to have a look at independent designers, blah, blah, blah. I think the ring is maybe where you can get something cool and interesting from an independent designer. I have many videos on this, but I think the earrings are great. You can swap and change, you know, different outfits, all of that. A ring is almost like a tattoo to me. It's not really because you can swap and change, but really a ring is there permanently, semi-permanently. You're not really going to take it off all that often. So it's a part of your being. And so for that one, I think maybe have a look at some other brands and whatever. I think go for the earrings. Louis Vuitton Express PM or the side trunk MM in tan suede. This is maybe the closest that we're going to get. It's more of a brown suede. I like that. I like the side trunk. Okay, I actually pre-ordered from the first collection. There was that sort of like champagne-y one. Annoyingly, the lock on it wasn't straight. I really like the side trunk though in general. I think it's a very underrated Louis Vuitton bag. There is also obviously the Express. Both of them, oh, this one is hard. This one is hard, but I like the shoulder strap on this. Okay, let me tell you my deliberation here. I like the shoulder strap on the Express, but I really like the shape of the side trunk. And I love that trunky aspect that makes it's very Louis Vuitton. Obviously trunks themselves are very expensive, so the side trunk is like a little bit of a workaround for it. It's very underrated. I hardly see anybody with it. It's such a great bag. You know what? I'm going to say side trunk. I'm team side trunk. So this person gave 3 suggestions and they're all sort of within the same category. So I'm assuming she might be trying to choose between the 3. The Hermes Destin loafer, the Bottega Esther loafer, and then the Hermes Game On sneakers. So this is a very sort of like classic low loafer style. The Bottega ones, very sort of similar low. The stitching or like this section of it, this sort of front trim is much higher. You've got that sort of gold knot. Loafer versus loafer, I would do the Hermes one. And then we have the Hermes Game On sneakers. Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about these. These are basically a sporty loafer. I've tried these on. I think these are great. I, at one point, was like, yeah, just tell me when a fun colour comes. The fun colour never came. Sod it. Go for the sportier vibe. Go for the sportier vibe. Do something a little bit different. Okay, everybody's doing a sodding loafer. Do something a little bit different. It's got a white tread. It's going to be comfy as hell. Gucci, horsebit, ankle boot, grey, suede. Right, okay, I have beef with these little boots. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I know some people really like it. It's like if a sort of loafer and some sort of walking boot had a baby. They're very popular. People really like them. You know, as you can see, styled here, inoffensive, right? Why should this, you know, bother me so much? I do not like them when they are on show. Like, I don't like it when you can see the fact that this is an ankle boot. So I'm going to say respectfully, no, I think just get a loafer. If you're not going to show off the ankle bit, which again, like I said, personally not a fan, then they just present as a loafer. Just maybe get a loafer. That's my sort of, I'm sorry. I do like the grey suede of it and I like the fact that the gold pops. There we go. Hermes Kelly Cut Shadow Clutch, of course. Of course! Of course! Balmain XXL jumpers. I've not seen these. Let's have a look. Yes. Yes, yes. And sodding yes. I didn't know that this is what they were calling it. I saw these come down the runway and I really like them. These are like the most sumptuous, cozy looking. Look at that on the model with the gold cuffs. I love. I love this with a pair of like straight leg jeans. I love this with a legging. I love this with a cute little mini skirt and tights and a boot. Yes, and now I want one. Thanks for that. Screenshotting and adding to the wish list. I did not realise how many submissions we have had, okay, and I need to start moving fast. Bottega and Diamo clutch, only in a fun colour. Especially the neutrals are very heavily duped. You can go on Amazon, you can sort of search and get one. So I would say if you can get it in a fun colour, or if you get the one that has the daisy, they have a version that's got like a daisy closure, I think that makes it feel a little bit more special and therefore worth it. Schiaparelli insect necklace, anything Schiaparelli, that is a green flag from me. That is a yes. That is a please pass. I was going to say please pass jail and collect 200. What is that? Is it jail? Is it jail we pass? Stella McCartney bags in 2025, yes or no? So there's a lot of thing here because it's not real leather. And there's also a lot of talk about it doesn't like wear well and all of that. I honestly think just the Falabella, because the Falabella is a very specific Stella McCartney bag style. You're not getting anything like that bag from any other brand. You have that chain trim, she folds into a clutch, or you can have her as like a edgy little tote. I think that really is the only one that I would probably suggest. Good black loafer for winter. Everybody's wanting a loafer. Gucci or YSL? I would probably go for Gucci because that tends to be just a tad bit more of a design element there, but I know that the YSL ones are extremely popular and soft. Ferragamo soft dumpling bag. Oh, cute. I didn't know that they were calling it the dumpling bag. Okay, so we're doing, yes, I think it's really, really cute. It's very similar to the Loewe flamenco. Interesting, but it's got more folds. I like it though. Fendi soft peekaboo Ferragamo hug. I would go for the Fendi soft peekaboo 100%. I like the Ferragamo hug and I have suggested it previously in previous videos, but that versus the Fendi soft peekaboo, the Fendi soft peekaboo is a heavy bag, but it packs a sodding punch and I just think it's great. I love the shape of it. Yes. Prada Bonnie leather bag in medium or the Lila Teckle. There's something about the Prada one. I have no beef with that bag specifically, but the leather on it does have this sort of like aged crinkle, which is very kind of, I think, style specific. I think the Lila Teckle feels more chic to me. Chic, what an abstract, vague concept that you can throw out for anything. Yes. Chloe Aria sandals. Oh. Hold on. A ring-a-ding-ding, is that 2015 calling? Come on. Okay, there is something. Oh, you know what? I don't like the pitch of this. I feel like if the front platform was slightly lower, I would really enjoy these because I really like that scrunchy little back. That back strap there, that's going to be cozy. This, I will tell you something, these shoes are going to be comfy. I can tell you that just by looking at them. I also quite like the chunky little buckle, but everything else about the sort of proportions has lost me. It's ever so slightly hoof-like. Burberry chainmail bag in the colour Skylark. Right. My issue actually is the chainmail. I feel like if they'd done a crystal version of it, this would pack much more of a punch. However, I also think that this is a very different bag. It's a fun bag from Burberry, and the price point doesn't make you want to gouge your own eyes out. Therefore, do you want to know what? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think yes. Balenciaga Rodeo small or the Bottega Chow Chow small? I am team Chow Chow, and I have been even if this was not a versus Balenciaga kind of contest. You want Daily Erin's water bottle? Yes. I think the Chow Chow is very underrated. I think the shape of it's great. You can wear it a couple of different ways and it is going to wear really well over time. I'm going to go for the Chow Chow. The new Chloe Paddington. I think the new Chloe Paddington is going to feel like the old Chloe Paddington. I feel like it's fun for a bit. I don't know if this is going to stand the test of time. I love how I like to talk about trendy bags and then I love a trendy bag myself. So let's put that to the side. Is that massive padlock just going to be like a little bit annoying and in your face all the time? I don't know. I'm not convinced by it. I will say that. Pre-loved Fendace baguette. Still thinking about that collection after all this time. If you're still thinking about it, then get it. Scratch that itch, let me tell you. Chopard Happy Diamonds watch. Yes. This is a watch that doesn't really get talked about a lot because it's more of like Chopard is a jewelry brand as opposed to like a watch brand like Rolex or something like this. But the Happy Diamonds is always like I remember growing up, my mum would talk about Happy Diamonds, and I think that, you know, it's maybe died down a little bit in hype these days, but it's a Chopard watch. It's going to be great. The Chloe Kick sneakers versus the Dries Van Noten sneakers. I am team Chloe Kick. I am actually really surprised that these shoes I haven't heard that much about these shoes since they've been released. I think they're really nice looking. I like the style. The Dries ones are a little bit more flat to the ground and a little bit more, both of them are kind of retro but in different ways. And obviously the Dries come in much more fun colors, I will give them that. But the Chloe ones, there is something about that style that I really like. I think it's flattering on the foot and they're comfortable. They are comfortable, and so I am team Chloe Kick. Somebody is asking for fall's version of the mesh ballet flat. And, you know, I really don't need much of an excuse to tout about these, but I am. Okay, I'm sorry. I love these. I love them so much. These are the Gucci mesh loafers. Obviously, I have the Princetown, the backless versions. They have full versions. Give them a try. I love them. They look so good. You have that kind of breathability, but it's going to, especially for like autumn and things like that, it's not going to feel like your toes aren't going to be like chilly in there. And if they were, you can do this with a fun sock, and then that's like a fun little twist to an outfit that you can think about. Okay, mid-tier tennis bracelet, diamond tennis bracelet, mid-tier brands like Midori or Brilliant Earth, open to recommendations too. If I was looking for like a standard, quote unquote, you know, like nothing crazy design-wise, just like a really classic tennis bracelet, again, mid-tier price point, I am looking somewhere like Ring Concierge, that also tend to do things like Black Friday sales. Midori, and I know Brilliant Earth is lab grown. I'm not sure about Midori. I think Ring Concierge does both natural and lab. Who else? I feel like I recently came across a brand that have a look at Sette, S-E-T-T-E. They do some, okay, fair enough. It's not necessarily a classic tennis bracelet, but it might pique your interest. It's an all lab-grown brand. Givenchy double zip leather bomber jacket. Oh my gosh, no, I know the exact one. You said double zip. It's sexy. This is a sexy leather jacket. 100,000%. Look at the way that that collar will just frame the neck, right, and the chest area. That is not just any leather jacket. Yes, fantastic, yes please. Would love to take the plunge with my first luxury watch, but no idea where to begin. Figure out what your watch style is first. Do you want something very like feminine and dainty and a small face? Or do you want something a little bit more bold and masculine and just like a bigger watch in general? Go and try on, see what you like, see what suits your wrist, all of that. Do not feel any pressure to buy, okay? Just have a try out, okay? Maybe go to somewhere that stocks like a few different brands that you can have a little bit of a try. If you're in America, something like a London Jewelers, or if you're in the UK, like a Watches of Switzerland, or even like a Goldsmith, something like that, right? I think once you find that out, then obviously budget, we're gonna have to go from there. First luxury watch, I would say if you can, and I don't know what your budget is, go for the brands that are like known for watches, right? Go for a watch brand. If that is something like a Rolex or a Tudor or an Omega or a Tag, and then look within there. If you want something more jewelry, then that's why Cartier does well. Also have a look at Bulgari for something like a little bit more jewelry but semi-statement, something a little bit different. Who else does like a Chopard? The Courage Holy bag. What makes this bag so holy? Oh, it's round. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry that my reaction is this. It's fine. It's just a bit flat to me. As in, like, it's just, again, it's giving like a Helene, like a very simple, minimalist kind of thing. Apologies. Savette suede symmetry pouch. I know, it's annoying. I love it, okay? In the turquoise, even better. It's great. It's so much wider than you think it is. It's such a great bag. It's easy. It's light. The quality is there. I cannot say enough good things about it. The Cassie Nodos. Yes. In the black satin, yes. It's basically the pump version of the ballet shoe, yes. Dior D-Fight. Oh my gosh, she's edgy. My gosh, well. I've never seen such an edgy boot from Dior. These are fun. Oh my gosh, yes, very much so. Do that, something a bit different. Come on. I also love the amount of Schiaparelli suggestions. And just a blanket, once again, anything Schiaparelli? Yes. Okay, it's just, it really just feels so special, and that just carries through every single product. What's a good item for your first luxury purchase? I'm going to direct you to an entire video I did on starting out in luxury. That will be linked below. Louboutin, the Loewe Girl Customs, or the Silver Kate slingbacks for the wedding. I think for your wedding, if you can do something custom, then go for the custom option. I'm sure that both of these styles, they're very simple. They will go with, you know, whatever it is, whatever the look is. So I think if you can go custom, go custom. Rimowa, which do I have? I would pretty much only buy, I'm assuming we're thinking check-in, right? We're thinking big luggage here. I would only go for the trunks. I really like the trunks, okay? I know I've had my beef with Rimowa, it cracked, but they did just replace the whole thing. So, you know, pros and cons. I really like their trunks. I also think Tumi do really, really great trunks as well. I just love that trunk size. I find it much easier to pack, and crucially, you can get more in there, and that is my thing. I would also not say the metal, because you do not have any flexibility in how you pack / you can't just sit on it to get it to close. Everything has to line up perfectly. So I would go for the polycarbonate and go for the trunks. Louis Vuitton Neverfull, basic, but where does it stand now? It is basic, but it's also a classic, whatever. You know, it is very popular for a reason. It does a great job. There are just so many more options now, especially for whatever it is that you're looking for. If I right now was looking for a tote to carry on the shoulder, I'm going for the Gucci Giglio / the Jigglypuff, like I like to call it. I love this. Trendy or timeless? Every single oversized leather bomber jacket out there. Very timeless, very timeless. I actually prefer something like a bomber jacket style to something like a moto classic leather jacket, you know, with like the zip and all of that. It's really just what style suits you / is your style. And if that's more of a bomber style, then yeah, 100%. A cropped Burberry trench. Love the cropped Burberry trenches, specifically this one, that fabulous little like flap on the back. You live in Houston, but it rains often, so there we go. I think that's great. And you know what? Scooch the arms up. Scooch the arms up, maybe do it with a tailored short. Okay, you're still out here, it's hot, but you know, you want to do a trench, you can still do a trench. YSL Nikki. Is it too basic? Does it really look like a trash bag? It's been around so long. I'm not a fan of that bag, to be honest with you. Even if you look within YSL, I think that they have other styles that aren't like, you know, the Nikki, that is also a great sort of crossbody. What's that new, the Calypso? The Calypso, it's sort of like, it's got a, maybe look at something like that. The Nikki, I don't know what it is about it. I think I don't like that like trim that contrasts with the body of the bag. Have a look at something like that. But yeah, I probably wouldn't do the Nikki. Mini Lady Dior or Micro Dior? Micro Dior. I love that tiny little East-West, okay? She's got such sass and personality compared to the Lady Dior, in my opinion. The Erdem Bloom bag. She's sculptural, she's cool, she's different, she's interesting, yes. They also now do one with like beads, like little rain beads, lovely. Oh, Ralph Lauren suede ID bag, 100%, very underrated. The ID bag is great, especially for like that kind of price point. Ralph Lauren bags are really killing it. Dries Van Noten bomber jackets, yes. Listen, I'm very new on my Dries journey. I'm really enjoying Dries. I need to, yes. I know that you're excited about it as well. Don't you worry. What is this? Distray Gunther Mini. What is this? It's just around, okay, but she's tiny. But just because it's tiny doesn't mean it's great. But it is kind of interesting and fun, no? I don't know. Do you want to know what? It's not doing it for me. It's not making this beat. The new Pinch bag at Givenchy. Again, there's something about it. Look, I haven't seen it in person, so I can't comment on that. But there is just something about it that I just feel like, it's fine. It's fine, but like, where is a point of difference? I do like the fact that it's sort of hinged on the side. I'm quite neutral about this bag. I do not dislike it. I'm not obsessed with it. The XXL Chanel bags, and don't you dare, because, you know, I'm not proud of myself with the way that I feel about Chanel, but I am honest. So there we go. And the Chanel XXL travel bag, my mum has it, and I am very, very jealous. It's great. Okay, and I would say yes. And that thing for travel is really, really beyond fabulous. Also, the travel version is less money than a classic flap. So there we go, and we've got a deal. Perfect. Tiffany Hardwear bracelet. The Tiffany Hardwear line is great, all of that, fantastic. The MS Her bag. This is annoying to close. I really like the style of bag. It feels more casual than something like a Birkin. It's also easier to get, and you can get some really fun designs. But it is something that you are either going to have open most of the time, or you're going to spend a couple of minutes closing it every time. That's the only thing. Is Schiaparelli worth, we're talking a lot about Schiaparelli. I will answer any Schiaparelli. Is Schiaparelli worth buying? Will it be the new Hermes in time? Should we invest? You can't say like, oh, this is going to go up in value, blah, blah, blah. I will say it is a brand that produces very limited quantities of the items that they have, and once they are gone, they are gone. So this is not like a mass-produced brand at all. In which case, maybe yes, maybe the quote-unquote investment value is worth considering. My thing with Schiaparelli in general is that it is such a unique and very loved brand, and it's a brand that produces something extremely different from everybody else, and I think that alone is enough to sort of quote unquote invest in it. Vintage Dior saddle, but I don't know yet which exactly. I am going to point you in the direction of Three Sisters Archive. There we go. Yes. They somehow managed to find a very cool selection of saddlebags, many of which I never even knew existed. So I would point you in the direction then, maybe you see something you like. I hope that was helpful, and sorry I can't get through everybody all the time. There will be more of these. Let me know what you thought. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are, and in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.